The sleeves rolled up kind of video. Everybody good? Everybody good? It's just me in here. All right, let's do this. Welcome to House Parties. We're excited to do yet another week of hanging out in some homes and doing our thing. I hope your past week was good. Hope you had a great Valentine's Day. I don't know if you went on a date or maybe you were flying solo all day. I don't know. Whatever you did. Maybe you played some video games. I don't know. I hope you just had a great day. I had a great day. And guess what? I didn't do what society tells me I should on Valentine's Day. Yeah, take that. That's kind of a lie. I bought my wife some flowers. Okay, kind of hypocritical there. Anyway, I had a chill Valentine's Day. Hopefully you had a good one too, whether you were with a significant other or you weren't. The whole thing comes down to this. We're talking about love. We've been talking about fake love this month. We've been talking about what is a fake love versus what is a real love. Because our world has severely jacked up what love actually means and what its actual purpose is. So what we want to do is, instead of taking the jacked up view from our world and our culture, we want to look at God's word and we want to see what the real thing is. I don't know if you know this. Spoiler alert. We already talked about this actually, so it's not really spoiler alert. Recap alert, I guess. God created love. And he designed it. And if we follow the way he has and we use it the way he's designed, that's going to be our best time with it. Fake love, it steals life. Real love gives life. Last week we talked about love in the area of our relationships with friends. We talked about friendship, what real love and friendship actually means. To get to that kind of level of friendship, to have that kind of real action, selfless and long-lasting love in our friendship. And it's an incredible thing to have. Because I don't know if you know this, there is love in real friendship. This week, we're talking about being more than friends. Wink, wink. Like how I said wink, wink as I winked. I don't know what that was. I wrote in my notes, wink, wink. Who does that? We're talking about being more than friends. We want to talk about dating. What is real love and the way God designed it? How does that apply to our dating relationships? To our boyfriends, to our girlfriends? How does that apply? Hopefully you only have one at a time. And I think that works out really, really well this week in the way we're moving through it. I think you should be friends with the person you're going to date, with your significant other. There should be a friendship there. I don't know if you guys know this. Michelle and I were good friends before we started dating. We hung out all summer. It actually worked out this way. We were in college. I got a job near my college for the summer, so I ended up staying there all summer. Michelle had a job, staying there all summer, living at her grandparents. All of our friends left and went home. So it was like she was there, I was there. We're like, yo, you want to hang out? It wasn't like we were going on dates. Like we were just hanging out. Actually, Michelle totally friend zoned me. Story for another time. But we became best friends, and then we moved into a dating relationship. 10 out of 10 would recommend, 5 stars on Yelp. So dating. What does the Bible have to say in context of real love about dating relationship? As a follower of Jesus, simply put, we're supposed to be and live different than the world around us. We find that in Romans 12. So the way we love in a dating relationship, honestly, should be different from the way the world does it around us. Again, that's fake versus real. Now, another thing, before we dive into other things, when it comes to the Bible, I want you to know there's 2 things we firmly 100% believe about the Bible. Number 1, it's inerrant. That means we believe there's no mistake in the Bible. And then number 2, it's sufficient. And that means we believe the Bible can speak into every area of our life. We read in 2 Timothy, it can give us instruction and teach us and give us truth in every area of the life we live. Now, that doesn't mean the Bible says specifically something about specifically everything. The word and concept of dating, it's not even in the Bible. Dating, in terms of the history of relationships, is actually like a pretty recent thing. Almost all through history, we have arranged marriages instead of dating. Mom and dad would pick and choose whose son or daughter was going to marry. It's just how it worked. Sometimes you wouldn't even meet your husband or your wife until the day of the wedding. Little bit freaky, a little bit scary in that one. I would not sign up for that. Then, like about 100 years ago, the concept of dating kind of entered the scene, and a dating relationship, a romantic relationship, became a much more private, individual thing. We kind of removed the family from the whole thing and made it our individual choice. Naturally, with dating being a very new thing and the Bible being a little bit older, we don't see the concept of dating in the Bible. There's no verse that's like, thou shalt not hold hands when dating. You know what I mean? Like, there's no verse like that about dating. But again, we believe the Bible is sufficient. Just because something isn't in the Bible word for word, like the word dating, doesn't mean there aren't things we can read and learn that inform the way that we should date. Two approaches to this. One's called abiblical and one's called anti-biblical. Abiblical means this word isn't in the Bible, but it doesn't go against the teachings of the Bible. Dating. Anti-biblical means this thing isn't specifically referenced in the Bible, but it pretty clearly goes against what the Bible is teaching. Get what I'm saying? So there is a certain amount of freedom with dating when it comes to the Bible, because it's not specifically word for word in there, but there is so much in the Bible that we can read and learn about the way we are to live our life as we follow Jesus that informs the way we should date. All right, let's start with some wrong approaches to dating. Some ways that our culture or our world might say dating would go well, that the Bible clearly speaks against. The first way a lot of us date or find someone that we want to date is like with a shopping list. We've created this long list of super shallow qualifications that this person has to meet in every step of the way. He's got to be this tall, he's got to look like this, she's got to look like this, she's got to like this. Now don't get me wrong, having standards is not a bad thing, okay? If you have a shopping list of super long, really shallow qualifications, that's not going to go very well, because you're only in it for yourself if they meet what you want them to be. Another bad approach is like the search for the one. Most of us grew up watching too many rom-coms. You complete me. Like that whole idea, it's garbage. The search for the one. I don't mean to spoil love for you. I don't mean to ruin rom-coms for you. So first off, if you want to watch a rom-com, you watch a rom-com. Okay, I enjoy a funny one every now and then. There is no one person who is going to fulfill you. Actually, looking for your soulmate, that other half, it's kind of actually anti-biblical. It actually goes against the way the Bible teaches. If we look at the history, it actually came from Greek mythology. Way back in the day, there's this crazy story about how human beings used to have 4 arms and 4 legs. And then one day Zeus looked down and was like, man, I would really enjoy having more servants. So he cut everybody in half to have 2 arms and 2 legs. And like the search for your soulmate is finding the other person that split you apart. When Zeus split you, oh no, there's 2 parts of you. You just have to find the person who will bring it all back together. What a little baloney. The reality is that you are a very broken and sinful, wrongdoing human being, and you like or are in love with another broken, sinful human being. Do you have this feeling that this desire, this hole in your heart that only a boyfriend or a girlfriend is going to fulfill? Only a significant other will make me happy and bring joy to my life. You have already started with a horribly wrong approach to dating, and rather it's pretty against what the Bible teaches. We are created first and foremost for a relationship with our Creator. And no matter how hot they are or how cool they are or how they make you feel in the moment, no human being is ever going to fulfill the place in your heart that only the Creator can. The only relationship that's going to do that for you is one with Jesus. Another horrible approach to dating is like the super serious person. Maybe you don't see this too much in your middle school or high school. I saw this a lot at my Bible college. Would you like to get coffee with me? Oh, and would you like to get married? Calm down. Don't be that guy. Don't be that girl. Okay? Don't meet him and be like, he said hi to me. That's my husband. On the opposite end, there's like the not serious enough, the just hanging out. There's the dude who's like been dating a girl for like 6 months. And he's like, oh man, we're just hanging out. Take it a little more serious. All those approaches will not end well. Let's be real. There's bad approaches to dating and to a relationship. Let's look at the Bible and see more of what the right way would be. There's this kind of weird, strange book in the Bible. It's called Song of Songs or Song of Solomon. It's all about this king named Solomon and his wife. She's called the Shulamite. That's like the town she's from. And it's all about their relationship and then their marriage. It's a poetic book, so sometimes it reads kind of funny, like we might laugh at it. But it's just poetry. Let's be real. I laugh at poetry in middle school all the time. I still do. I'm 29 years old. I'm immature, okay? But we can push through. In this book, we have a relationship, a dating relationship, then a marriage relationship. And this relationship in this book essentially has God's stamp of approval. God is saying, hey, this relationship, it is good. This is how it is supposed to work. This is the way I have designed it to function. So I think we can look at it and we can learn a lot about how our relationships should work and function. There's a chase. There's a pursuit of each other. Song of Solomon 2, we have the man is approaching the woman. He's going to take her out on a date basically. And she says, listen, my love is approaching. Look, here he comes, leaping over the mountains, bounding over the hills. And then he arrives and he says, arise, my darling, come away with me, my beautiful one. In other words, here's the situation. She's at home. He drives over to her house and he says, hey, I'd love to take you out on a date. And she says, yes, I've been waiting for you to ask me out. There's a pursuit of each other. It's a two-way street in this relationship. He comes to ask her out. She lets him know, hey, I definitely want you to ask me out. And then they go out together. They're making an effort to get to know each other better. So we have a mutual pursuit. And then we have the friends. This book has different characters who speak at different times. Now remember, it's poetic, which means it's kind of all over the place. It's hard to read and understand sometimes. But there's different characters all over this book who will speak into and about the relationship between the man and the woman. They approve of how the relationship is going. They give advice as to how they should interact and build their relationship. We all have that group of friends who, when we leave the date with him or her, we go straight to them, we text them, we call them, we FaceTime them, we're like, yo, I gotta tell you how this date went. And here's the point. This couple that has the stamp of approval by God has friends and family who love them and care about them, speak into their relationships. They give advice, they encourage, they are there for them. The tendency nowadays is to make our dating relationship super, super private, to pull away from everyone else. It's just you and them. It's just me and her together. Everybody else fades away. But the Bible is clear. We should have a group of people who we love, who love God, who care about us, and speak into our relationship. Who are the people in your life who you know and trust, who you would invite to speak and give advice about your dating relationship? Because we all need those kind of people. And there's the journey. Later in the book, this couple, they get married. So the first half is kind of like their dating relationship, their engagement, and then the second half is like their marriage. Their relationship just continues to grow and build to the marriage day. Dating, in a cheesy sense, is a journey, meaning it's supposed to go somewhere. It is ultimately a journey somewhere. You are supposed to be moving forward in your relationship. And if you're not, you should probably check out why. So we've got the pursuit, the mutual pursuit. We've got the friends and family who speak into the relationship. And then we've got the journey. It's a journey. You should be moving towards something. Again, these aren't strict do's and don'ts of relationship because the word dating isn't in the Bible. These are just some really, really good biblical truths about relationships that can inform the way we date today. So the question we all wonder and ask if we're single, or even if we're in a relationship with someone and we're kind of like, I don't know, I'm on the fence. What kind of person should I be looking for? Or how do I know if they're the right one? I think when we look at dating, we should really think about it this way. Instead of trying to find the right person, we should focus on becoming the right person. All the time we think to ourselves, man, if I could just find the right person, it'll all work out. It'll all be right. Like we talked about earlier, the only person you can have a relationship with who will really bring you a complete, full life is one with Jesus. There's no perfect match for you who's just going to fix it all. If that's our approach to dating, we're approaching it with a fake love. But I think if we change our approach from looking for the right one to becoming the right one, I think things will drastically change. We often look for the person and don't think too much about the person we're becoming ourselves. Are you the type of person the person you're looking for is looking for? To make it super simple, if you are someone who knows and loves Jesus, who has a relationship with Jesus, and you want to follow Jesus, become more like him. Focus on walking with him, becoming more and more like Jesus, living and loving more and more like Jesus. Focus on growing and loving people around you more. I don't just mean romantically. If our goal is to live a full life, one where we follow Jesus, where we live in the design that God has for us, where we love people with a real love, then honestly, the person we're looking for is going to want to live in that same life. So if that is what we're looking for, we need to become someone who's following Jesus. Become someone who's more and more like Jesus. Grow and become the person your person is looking for. And just trust that God will take care of the rest. You know what I mean? Let's be real. Dating, you got time, okay? You got time. Become the person you're looking for is looking for. Again, dating, the word dating, it's not in the Bible. But we can look at these truths. We can look at the book in Song of Solomon. We can look at that God-approved relationship. We can look at the truths about what real love is in the Bible. And we can use those to inform the way that we should approach and have a dating relationship. Our main focus is on living and becoming more like Jesus rather than just trying to find the right person to make us happy. Then I think the relationships we eventually find ourselves in are going to be a lot more life-giving than the fake ones of our past. Text your boyfriend or girlfriend what I just said. I don't know. So think about that the next time you want to take a girl out for some chicken nuggets. Okay?